Hello, welcome to Today in History. It's the 21st of September, as you may have noticed. Let's get cracking. So we're going to roll back a blind as usual to the year 19 BCE. Now, for those who are not aware, obviously 19 BCE is 19 years before the Christian era. Okay, so we're counting backwards now, essentially. Okay, so Virgil, Roman poet Virgil, died on this day. He is best known for his national epic, the Aeneid. Full name, Publius Vergilius Maro, Virgil in English. He was an ancient Roman poet of the Augustan period. He wrote three of the most famous poems in Latin literature. Apart from the Aeneid, he wrote the Eclogues or Bucolics, the Georgics also. He also wrote a number of minor poems collected in the Appendix Vergiliana. 1823, on this day, Joseph Smith's vision of Moroni, pictured right here. That happened on this day. The year was 1823, and as you may know, he is the founder of the group known as the Latter-day Saints or the Mormon Church, so Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Moroni was an angel, according to this story, which appeared to Joseph Smith on this day in 1823, which instructed him to obviously restore the church. Okay, so this is what happened on this day in 1823. 1840, William Henry Fox Talbot, while experimenting with gallic acid, so it's Gallic, gallic or gallic, I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't want to confuse you with the vegetable garlic, so possibly pronounced the same way as well. But it's a chemical he was informed will increase the sensitivity of his prepared paper. So he discovered that the acid can be used to develop a latent image on paper, leading to a revolution in photography. So that's William Henry Fox Talbot, who experimented with gallic acid on this day. The gallic acid he discovered could be used to develop a latent image on paper. And the photography revolution thus began. 1931, on this day, now this is quite interesting. Just check this out. So, the Bank of England dropped the gold standard, and the pound sterling promptly lost 28% of its value, undermining the solvency of countries in Eastern Europe and South America. So the gold standard was dropped on this day. I'm going to show you pictures of something quite interesting. So that's the Queen of England in a gold vault. And I don't know if you have heard about the Rothschild, oh my word, tongue twisting family. So this is all Bank of England gold vault. That's billions, possibly trillions of pounds in this building, in this vault. Just imagine. So that's Her Majesty looking around, Her Majesty, and I think Prince Philip is somewhere in that picture. Anyway, this is where the gold is stored. the United Kingdom, the Bank of England gold vault. Okay, so let's move on to 1934. Leonard Cohen was born on this day. Who was he? He was a Canadian musician and author. His full name was Leonard Norman Cohen. He was a singer, songwriter, poet, and novelist. His work explored religion, politics, isolation, depression, sexuality, loss, death, and romantic relationships. Cohen was inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He was invested as a companion of the Order of Canada, the nation's highest civilian honor. In 2011, Cohen received one of the Prince of Asturias Awards for Literature and a 9th Glenn Gould Prize. He died on the 7th of November 2016. So Leonard Cohen, I'm just going to show you some more pictures of Leonard Cohen, who was born on this day in 1934. Okie dokie, let's move on to the year 1937. English writer J.R.R. Tolkien. His book, pictured here, The Hobbit, was published on this day. So that's J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah, I did a video about him in one of my other videos, so go check it out. I may place a link here if I'm able to find the video. Okay, so but go check it out. It's right here on my channel if you want to find out more about The Hobbit, if you haven't heard about it before, or the author, J.R.R. Tolkien. So this was the day in 1937 that his coming-of-age fantasy, The Hobbit, was published. Okay, 1947, so 10 years later, exactly on this day, another author, American novelist Stephen King, was born. He is an author of horror, supernatural fiction, suspense, crime, science fiction, and fantasy novels. His books have sold more than 350 million copies. Wow. And many have been adapted into films, television series, miniseries, and comic books. King has published 61 novels, including 7 under the pen name Richard Bachman, and 5 non-fiction books. He has also written approximately 200 short stories, most of which have been published in book collections. So Stephen King, happy birthday, born on this day. So if you're interested how to write a book like Stephen King, there's one here. You can look for it online. I'm sure you have there'll be links to that book, or perhaps there's an audiobook available. You can check that out if you're interested in writing. Happy birthday, Stephen King. So he would be 53 today. Oh, sorry, not, oh, what am I thinking? 73 today. So happy birthday, Mr. Stephen King. Another birthday today, Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister of Japan, was born on this day in 1954. So that's Shinzo Abe, pictured here. Born in Tokyo in a very prominent political family with the most important economic influence throughout pre-war, wartime, and post-war Japan. His grandfather, the Busuke Kishi, was de facto economic, in quote, king of Japanese-occupied China, Korea, and Manchukuo, a Japanese puppet state in northern China. So, Shinzo Abe, happy birthday. He is 70. Am I getting my maths right? 66 today. He was born in 1954. 1954 to 2020, 66 today. Happy birthday, Shinzo Abe. 1967, Faith Hill, born on this day. That's Faith Hill pictured here. Faith Hill is an American musician, singer, she's a record producer, one of the most successful country music artists of all time, having sold more than 40 million albums worldwide. Hill's first two albums, Take Me As I Am in 1993 and It Matters to Me 1995, were major successes and placed a combined 3 number ones on Billboard's country chart. So happy birthday, Faith Hill, who is 53 today. So that's Faith Hill, beautiful Faith Hill, 53 today. 1972, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos imposed martial law in the Philippines, beginning a period of harsh authoritarian rule. Ferdinand Emmanuel Edralin Marcos Sr., he was a kleptocrat as well. So kleptocrat is simply someone who steals from his country, uses his power and position to siphon his country's wealth. So he was the 10th president of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986, a leading member of the New Society movement. He ruled as a dictator under martial law from 1972. Okay, so this was the day martial law started, and that lasted until 1981. One of the most controversial leaders of the 20th century, Marcos's rule was infamous for its corruption, extravagance, and brutality. So that's Ferdinand Marcos. I'm not going to say happy posthumous birthday, but yeah, just know that he was born on this day. Obviously not a very good president. I don't think most Filipinos would have regarded him as a good leader. So just a bit of history for you. So 1981, moving swiftly on, Belize gained its independence from the United Kingdom. So that's where Belize is located, as you can see on this picture here, not far from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, obviously the United States and Cuba. Colombia is also not far away. Okay, so sandwiched between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, that's where Belize is located. So happy Independence Day, Belize. The New York Stock Exchange on this day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average posted its largest weekly loss since the Great Depression. And that was 14.3%. So its largest weekly loss. So this probably was a knock-on effect of 9/11. So if you remember, 9/11 happened 10 days ago, if you like. 10 days had happened 10 days before this event. So this was a knock-on effect of 9/11. So its largest weekly loss since the Great Depression. The Great Depression was in 1929. So you can imagine how long ago that was. So 2001 going down to 1929 would be 72 years. 42 years. Okay, 2013. Tragedy struck at the Westgate shopping mall in Nairobi, Kenya. On this day, Al-Shabaab militants launched a terrorist attack here. It ended 3 days later and left more than 65 people dead. And one of the people who died in this attack was Ghanaian poet and novelist Kofi Awoonor. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one more picture. Obviously, don't want to show you the distressing pictures. But yeah, these are some of the shoppers on that day who were affected by this 3-day siege by Al-Shabaab. So our hearts go out to the families of those who lost their lives today, including the Ghanaian poet Kofi Awoonor, who I'm going to talk about next. Okay, so on to Mr. Kofi Awoonor, who died on this day. His full name was George Kofi Nyidevo Awoonor Williams. He was born on the 13th of March 1935 and obviously died on the 21st of September 2013 in Nairobi, Kenya, at the Westgate Mall. He was a Ghanaian poet and author whose work combined the poetic traditions of his native Ewe people and contemporary and religious symbolism to depict Africa during decolonization. So, Kofi Awoonor, who died on this day in 2013. I'll show you a few more pictures of this man, poet Kofi Awoonor. That's him there. University professor as well. He did teach, I think, in the United States as well as Ghana. Okay, so this looks like a magazine. And that is Kofi Awoonor. Okay, so our hearts go out to his family. And on that sad note, we'll end Today in History. Let's end with the quote that you saw at the beginning. It's another picture of his. So, obviously it says here, "Where are you heading?" I asked. "Don't you know? Home." That's from the second circle. I guess this is a poem of his. So go check him out. Check out his poems, his books. Find out more about Kofi Awoonor, Professor Kofi Awoonor, who was killed on this day in 2013. On that note, folks, we end Today in History. Join me tomorrow for another informative, hopefully interesting edition as well of Today in History. My name again is Sotonie Afiesimama. Click the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload and publish a video. Give me a thumbs up as well if you like this video, if you want to see more videos like this as well. Share with your friends and family so that obviously that would encourage me to make more videos like this. Also encourage me to improve the quality of my videos as well. Okay, thanks again for dropping by, and catch you tomorrow, September 22nd. Take care, stay safe, bye-bye.